Hey guys, welcome back to another video from Mr. and Mrs. Magic Under the Moon. As always, I'm Mr. Magic,
I'm Mrs. Magick.
and today we're going to be talking about whether to or not to cast a circle.
In these practices, you hear a lot about casting circle or laying a compass. And some people do the circle religiously. I don't mean as in like it's a religion, I mean as in like absolutely every single time they do anything. Some people will do it sometimes, some people never cast a circle. And so we just kind of wanted to talk through that to let you know like our perspectives on that. So for me personally, I actually don't cast circle all that much. Um, it's debatable even in my own head as to whether or not I should be casting circle more, but I tend to really only do it when I'm either purposefully wanting to condense the energies or in some particular rituals, I may do it. For the most part, I actually don't really cast circle all that much. Um, and I rarely, if ever, lay a compass. But that's another thing that I also think that I should probably do a little bit more, and that more specifically with ritual. So for those of you who don't know the difference, so casting circle is from the witchcraft perspective. Um, that's probably more maybe of the more modern flavor. Wicca casts circle. You see that a lot in ceremonial magic, ritual magic. Laying a compass is something that is done predominantly more on like trad witchcraft. Again, more of the traditional practices, more so. When you cast circle, the primary purpose of casting circle is to basically not allow outside energies in. And some people will cast circle again to keep the energies within the circle in. So there is a barrier between your immediate space and outside the space. So energies can't come in, energies can't go out. So when you lay a compass, you're actually inviting energies in, and you can consider yourself like transporting yourself, almost you going to them. And laying a compass in many ways establishes like a liminal space.
As for casting a circle, she made a good point on about some people that do it religiously, like, every single time they do anything. And I have to say that I am one of those. Every time I do anything, doesn't matter if I'm slipping into meditation or just simply hanging out. I'm always casting a circle. There's always guards up everywhere.
That's one of the reasons why it's kind of making me reconsider as to whether or not I should be doing it more, because I see him that is part of his regular practice.
Putting up like casting a circle is like almost like rote memory by now. It's it happens every time I do anything. The people that I feel like do all the fad folky magic where they try to like slip in dark elements of like, bad intentions here, I hate you here, I feel like them not casting a circle is why they come back and they're like, hey guys, this horrible, unavoidable thing just happened in my life and there's nothing I could have done to prevent it. I think I'm cursed. Hey, whoever you are, that's not a curse that's been placed on you. That's all your negative BS that you put out there. All the energy that you put out there coming back to bite you in the ass. That's all it is. Magic itself is a cycle of energy.
And I can see what he's trying to say. If you're not casting a circle, it can certainly it obviously not just sends out, but it can trickle back in or flood back in. And so a lot of times when people cast circle and they're doing a working, one of the ways that they release it is when they break down the circle, then the assumption is then that the energy is released and you send forth the energy and direct the energy outward. Whereas if you are not casting circle, then you do have that potential of the energy just kind of laying around.
Hmm.
But also, you can hypothetically, we're not saying that everything is true 100% of the time, nothing is true 100% of the time. But when you are doing negative workings, that also has the potential of attracting negative energies and negative beings as well. So again, for me personally, that's a personal choice as to whether or not you feel like you need to cast circle to protect yourself for that. Um, I've just been doing this for a while. Um, Maybe I'm overconfident. I'm willing to admit that, but I feel like I have my protective energies and such around me at all times. So I'm not as concerned about that and would not necessarily cast a circle for that in particular. But if you are doing that and you have had things happen to you in the past, then casting circle be something that you may want to consider.
Everybody is going to cast a circle differently, all right? So what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to figure out how you actually cast a circle first. How you visualize that shield coming up around you to block from all directions.
And you can do it kind of instinctually, or you can actually follow specific traditions. So I will use Wicca as an example. Not that I'm very well versed in Wicca, but Wicca are those types of more modern day practices will kind of make a physical space, not a physical circle per se, but they will actually call the corners, um, call the east, west, north, south. Some people will put, candles at the four cardinal points. Some people will physically make a circle, perhaps with salt,
Or
or
chalk.
especially if you're not used to doing it, or if that's something new for you. That's certainly an option to look up those different ways. It's not a wrong way or a right way. But it will kind of guide you through it if you're not used to doing it. And then you can choose to stick with that method, or you can kind of tweak it to your own if you'd like. But as
Mhm.
Clyde was saying, the visualization though is key regardless, because the point is that you are creating a barrier. Now, the type of barrier that you're creating is also a little bit of a debate. So some people will cast a circle thinking just um, above ground circle, kind of like your little cylinder. Some people consider that when they cast a circle that they are engulfing themselves in an actual sphere.
Mhm.
So above and below, all around you. Some people will actually cast a sphere around themselves that will move with them. Because you will find that some traditions, you have to remain stationary. You can't break the circle. And if you do need to leave the circle, that there's certain ways to do it. Carving a door, and then carving a door to come back in and then sealing it. And so that's why some people think about creating a mobile circle, a mobile sphere, if you will, kind of like a hamster wheel.
Or hamster ball. So when I was in the hospital in 2023, after everything went down, I went into multiple organ failure, all of that. So the first thing I did when I felt like I was ready to, I casted a circle in my hospital room, in bed, just frozen, because I was actually able to feel my extremities again. And casting a circle like that, doing it in that state, was actually able to push my willpower further to make me go from essentially paralyzed from the waist down to walking, like down a hallway, barely barely holding onto a railing or anything.
But I asked him if he would be willing to share that because, if you're a spoonie, if you're, kind of restricted, the point being is that it doesn't casting circle, even though I talked about, there's ways to physically go around it and call the quarters and such. But if you can't or if you don't want to, you don't need to. And so he was a perfect case in point. He did it from his hospital bed. He wasn't able to physically move yet, but so he did it. It was a lot of visualization and sending out his energies. So it is something, again, something to consider. You don't have to feel restricted to doing the physical movements or the physical gestures if that's not your cup of tea.
And here's how I did it. I pictured everything being swallowed by shadows, literally like coming out of the walls and then like darkening everything around me. And then I went like that just to focus it and like channel it fully. Like I did it. I used my inner darkness to bring forth protection and strength when I needed it most.
I hope that you didn't tune in looking for us to tell you yay or nay, you must do a circle or you never have to do a circle. I mean, the whole point of this is to let you know, as with everything, it's really your choice. You do what you feel is needed when you need it, and how you choose to do it is really where your comfort level lies. You can do it all internally, where you are projecting out and casting circle, or you can physically create a boundary with salt, eggshell powder. You can call the quarters. You can do all of the above. You can cast a sphere. You can cast a cylinder. Uh, whatever you feel it works for you, or you can look into it, laying a compass and doing it that way. So hopefully we gave you some things to think about, some ideas, and what our thoughts are on that. And so if you have been grappling with or trying to decide whether you should or shouldn't or how to, and hopefully this will give you something extra to think about. So on that note, thank you for joining us. Yes, we're together. You might have seen some of our more recent videos. I'm traveling for work right now. And so,
And when she's not here, I am too busy to upload a video because I don't want to make time because I do it by myself. So I don't have somebody there to keep me on track.
While I was home for the weekend, thought we would do a video for you guys.
Mhm.
So the next couple of weeks, we will be uploading videos, some from Clyde, some from me, and until next time, we'll see you on the next video.
All right. Have a nice time, you guys.